turn this corner here, and I don't actually notice the T10. I didn't realize that you could sit up there, so get a nice shot into that E4. Hey guys, Worm here again, and I got a pretty great game in the E5 that I just had, and the reason why I started playing this again is actually I had a game in my AMX 50-120, and I was firing gold at the hatch and I couldn't pen it, so I just decided to take this out, and this was my first game playing this in probably over a year. I haven't really played the T110E5 in a while. I think it just some other tier 10s have overshadowed it, mainly being the Super Conqueror. And today I'm going to show you why the T110E5 it's still largely underestimated, and I think that because of that you can actually have some really great results, such as this one. So here we're on Runeberg on the southern spawn, and this is the 9.10 update, so there's actually been some changes to this area as well as this area to the map, and so we're going to discover that here in a moment. Shooting at the butt of that T54, light him on fire, and this T57 is being very aggressive, and our Manticore and our Centurion deciding to take the brave approach to try to get into this powerful location over here. So get a nice shot into the Manticore, although it did go left of our reticle. Now aiming at the turret of that newly nerfed Progetto. Have not played that tank yet with the nerfs, so it's going to be interesting to see how that tank plays with the nerfs that were added. Just taking some blind shots here, and trying to stay mostly hold down here and giving the enemies a difficult shot. So now I'm going to turn my attention to these heavies. Obviously need to try to help these guys out, and turn this corner here, and I don't actually notice the T10. I didn't realize that you could sit up there, so get a nice shot into that E4. And I think here, yeah, I just noticed that the T10 had a shot on me. Unfortunate that bounces, and we bounce his shell as well. So, trying to shoot. Unfortunately, I'm shooting up at this guy's cupola, so it's a very difficult shot, even though it says it's green. So, T10 using his surroundings very well. Unfortunately, he's not penning us, or fortunately for us, he's not penning us. But I'm really surprised that he's not penetrating us, so we might have to take a look at the battle hits viewer after this battle. So now we're deciding to load some heat rounds, but really we don't really need them. Shoot into the lower plate of that 60 TP. Probably could have shot the upper plate and still pen, but good to try to aim. And now I notice the E100 is trying to push this wreck of the Conqueror to hide his very weak lower plate, which is very smart. And we have 3 tanks here focusing on that corner, so I feel like I'm just giving the artillery some really good shots. This M53 is in the villain clan, the Unicum player, so I don't really want to, sit there out in the open for Artie to just farm me. And I noticed that the 2 E1s are being very aggressive on this side. They're in a platoon together. So I want to see if I can influence. And I was still proxy lit from the 60 TP. That's why I'm getting shot. So even though my 6th sense indicator doesn't go off, so I kind of misplayed a little bit there. But the armor was very effective there. And I thought the T50 or E50 was further behind there. So get a nice shot into his track there, and he really should be trying to use that bush cover a little bit more, because that Centurion is definitely within his spotting range, right? And take a blind shot there into that E50, hoping that potentially went in. I take another blind shot. Unfortunately, the accuracy from this far is not the best, and now I kind of see an opening here, and most of these tanks are on low HP, so I take out that T-54E1 and I move forward here on the Conway. And the reason why I didn't stop there is because I wanted to pressure the Conway to taking a bad shot since he's low HP. So me driving at him will most likely cause him to panic, and if I stop, then he's gonna stop and aim, and I don't want him to do that. And luckily we bounce his shell, right? And now I want to make sure I clear off one flank, that T-54, before I open myself up to multiple lines of fire. Now I line this T-30 and this T-54E1 up, so I'm facing my frontal armor towards both of them, right? So it's most effective. And now I'm angling, I would say, pretty perfectly against this T-54E1, right? He probably, I mean, his AP rounds are really going to struggle to penetrate my tank. He really, only chance he has is my lower plate. Even the hatch on top is more than enough to bounce his standard rounds, right? His heat rounds probably could go through my turret armor or my gun turret on top, but yeah, I get a nice lower plate shot. Unfortunately, low roll there. And he lives to fight another day. I'm just waiting for my track here. I haven't used my repair kit at all this game, so already up to 4,700 damage. I mean, really quickly in 6 minutes of this battle, and 3,500 damage blocked, right? So just trying to face my armor forwards. And right now I'm thinking, just taking a look at the health pools. I'm hoping that my team, these 4 tanks, can deal with that Progetto. He is a very dangerous tank, being an autoloader, especially in the late game. Especially if you can save enough HP where you can start taking shots and unfortunately bounce off the M53. Here, just trying to move forward, see if I can get another shot into him, and then the object hits me with HE. He's using that bush cover back there very well, double bushing, so I can't even spot him after he shoots. So I'm just retreating a little bit. Right here, I'm trying to tell my team that the 704 is over there, and then I move forward a little bit to spot the artillery. Get a nice high roll on him. Unfortunately, not enough to take him out. And now I'm just trying to see if I can get another shot into that artillery. And for all I know, the 704 could be on full HP, so that's why I'm not just bum rushing it in there. And the rest of my team is, besides the WZ, is all one-shots, so I don't want to leave this game up to chance, seeing as I have pretty much all of my HP. So just being patient here, and then now that the STB or the standard B has moved up where he could support me, I'm going to be more aggressive. Since I'm the one with HP, I want to be able to be the one to take the hit and shoot blind and kill that 704. And then our standard B takes out the M53 and finish with 5,000 damage and 3,000 blocked. So let's take a look at the post-game stats. Alright, so here's the post-game stats. I just played this game, so I have this up. It was an ace tanker, and we got a steel wall for bouncing at least 11 hits, high caliber, and we got a cool-headed and a confederate. So it's 5,700 damage, 5 kills, and 1,235 base experience, right? And T110E5 had a good game on his team, and we had some players do really well at in the middle for us, the Centurion Action 10 and the Waffle. So it's nice to see that the changes are being implemented, and I feel like typically on this map the other spawn, the northern spawn, I think has an advantage, but I think the changes probably help. So it's good to see that Wargaming is making these changes. 28 shots fired, 23 direct hits, 18 penetration, so pretty good gun, accurate gun. A lot of it was close range. Yeah, about half, roughly half was close range. Some of it we were sniping at the mediums on the other side. 3,500 damage blocked, right? So you can see that the armor is actually catching people off guard because it's not really played a lot. And we made 75,000 credits, but we did have to fire a lot of heat rounds. So we also had a event, so we would have only made, what is that, 20,000? So, I mean, it's a tier 10. That's typical in 8 minutes. So let's take a look at the battle hits reviewer after this. Alright, hey guys. And I got the battle hits for this game. So we had a bounce off the T10, right? Off the side of the gun turret on top. And then here, it looks like he hit the top of my tank, but it bounced as well. So I guess his 122 millimeter, I believe, not enough to overmatch the top of this. And I feel like this weakness seems to be very weak, but I don't know. A lot of people have been having trouble, especially this game. I feel like I haven't been seeing a lot of T110E5, so I think a lot of people underestimate it, which is why I think I have more success in this tank than I do my Super Conqueror. Because everyone's like, oh, the Super Conqueror is so OP, so then they always focus it and, you know, it ends poorly. Here, E50 is shooting at the gun turret. Object 704. I'm surprised at this one. I guess he hit like sort of the beak area, so it didn't penetrate there. E50 hit us in the track. Progetto hit us in the beak as well. Conway hit us in the track. E1 thought he could overmatch my side armor. So obviously like the hull has a slight bit of boat shaping, so kind of can bounce a little bit there. And then here on the side again. Side again. I think the T54E1 kind of just panicked at the end. HE round, and then another HE round. I'm surprised the 704 was shooting HE, so because that tank has a quite nice BL10 gun. Maybe he's stock, so. But yeah, the armor definitely held up really well in this tank, and the only tank that did damage to us was the HE rounds from the 704 and then 24 from the beginning from the M53. So in the end, I think the T110E5 is definitely underestimated and not played enough for sure. And I think the tank is still viable even now. I think it's just I've had a way better time in my T110E5. I mean, 60% win rate, 2 marks, and then my Super Conqueror 56% win rate, but only 63 games. And I don't know, in this tank, I just feel like I get focused a lot down. And I think the mobility, this tank is not as mobile. And the armor profile, the turret is way better for sure, but the hull is not as good, right? So I think the T110E5 is definitely more noob friendly. This tank, you really just point your armor at the enemy and hopefully that they panic, especially that E1 at the end. So let me know your thoughts on the T110E5 as well as other tier 10 heavies, and thanks for watching. We're out.